And welcome to this week's edition of Purple Power Play. I'm Britton Drown.
And I'm Skylar Wilkinson. This week, the women's basketball team reaches a milestone. Baseball is off to a hot start, and the K-State rodeo team took over Weber Arena for their annual rodeo. But first, the Oklahoma Sooners traveled to Bramlage Coliseum for the yearly K-State Proud Game. Backed by a rowdy student section, the Wildcats moved to 6-6 in conference play. Oklahoma battled early, taking the lead 13-11 with this Cade Davis jumper. The Cats strike back quickly with this Jamar Samuels breakaway slam. The Wildcats played stifling defense, including this massive block. Jacob Pullen strips the ball from Cade Davis and scores 2 of his 27 points. Rodney Magruder is open on the wing. He pops, locks, and drops it for 3 of his 20 points. Oklahoma pulls to within 5, but a technical foul on OU opens the floodgates for K-State. The Wildcats go on an 11-0 run over the next 2 minutes. Final score, K-State 77, Oklahoma 62. Here's what Jacob Pullen had to say about the way the team played.
We executing our offense. You know, Frank is designing up some good plays. Our assistant coaches is drawing up some good plays. They're reading the defense and calling out some sets, and we're just executing, and we're getting the looks we want. And then at the same time, defensively, we're going back on the other end, and we're giving people one shot, and we're back on offense. And when we can play defense like that and then come down and execute like that, it really gives us a good chance to win ball games and go on big runs.
The Wildcats have 4 conference games left before the Big 12 tournament. K-State basketball team has won 5 of their last 7 games.
And switching gears now, the women's basketball team entered their game against Colorado with a chance to capture the program's 799th victory. The Cats struggled early but were able to secure a win in the second half. Brittany Chambers starts a 3-point shooting streak with this bucket from deep over Brittany Bleeth. In the first half, Jelena Childs with a strong move inside and lays it in for 2 of her 14 first half points. Deb Patterson's squad would go on a 20-2 run in the second half thanks to this tray by Taylor Carr. More in the second half as the Cats are too much for the Buffaloes. Childs one-on-one against CU's Brittany Spears. She gets to the post for 2. And just for fun, Childs does it again and finishes with 18 points on the night. The Cats would shoot 14 of 28 from beyond the arc and 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Taylor Carr had a career-high 19 points while Chambers added 10 as well. And the Cats secured their program's 800th program victory this weekend with a win over Nebraska in Lincoln. Only 12 other Division I basketball programs have reached the 800-win milestone in women's basketball.
800 wins, Britton. That's really impressive.
Absolutely. And the baseball team was also in action this weekend, getting their season underway in Stockton, California over the weekend with a 3-game series against Pacific. K-State will win both games of the doubleheader on the 19th, winning games 5-2 with 2 runs scored in the 7th inning. Evan Marshall earned the win, allowing 1 hit on 3 2/3 innings. In the game 2, more good hitting and good pitching for the Cats as Matt Applegate retired 18 of the first 22 Pacific batters. The K-State Batcats scored 7 runs off of 10 hits. Then on Sunday in the final game of the 3-game series, K-State trailed going into the 7th inning 6-2, but an offensive surge started by Mike Kendall's double, and K-State scored 5 runs off of 5 hits to take the lead and hold on to win the game 3 and the weekend series. With the come-from-behind win in Game 3, KSU clinched its first 3-game road sweep to open a season since 1959, and just the second time in school history. So quite a weekend for the K-State baseball team.
It really is. Also happening this past week, over 10,000 people made their way to Weber Arena for the annual K-State Rodeo. With over 600 competitors in the week-long event, this rodeo is one of the biggest national intercollegiate rodeo association events in the region. Sports reporter Jennifer Shadle takes a look at what makes this event so successful.
Big Bulls and Bucking Broncos sent cowboys and cowgirls from 21 schools in Kansas and Oklahoma flying at the K-State Rodeo this past weekend. And while not all competitors were successful, the K-State Rodeo Club met their goal of lassoing in some big bucks for their team. The rodeo is unlike any other sports competition at K-State.
When all is said and done today at Weber Arena, perhaps the most important number for the K-State Rodeo Club is $20,000. That's how much the team hopes to raise today in order to make the rest of their spring season possible.
You know, I've done a lot in the Central Plains region. This one, not all arenas are on campus, so that's cool. Some of them are at fairgrounds off campus. This is on campus, so you have a lot more student involvement.
All the students work really hard to get this put on, and it's such a huge event. Ours is really nice because we have an arena set up so that it's more like a pro rodeo kind of.
Club members really enjoy this because this is what all their work comes into, and it just makes it so much more important that you practice and work hard. That way you pay it off in the end.
At Weber Arena, for Manhattan Matters, I'm Jennifer Shadle.
And I was actually there this weekend. It was a packed house on Saturday.
Oh, really? I heard you actually rode a bull.
No, I didn't.
Well, for more information about the K-State Rodeo or the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association, you can visit their website at www.collegerodeo.com.
Well, that's all the time we have here for Purple Power Play. I'm Britton Drown.
And I'm Skylar Wilkinson. We'll see you next week.